So welcome to part 2 of our sweet pepper production update. We just gave you a rundown on greenhouse number 2, where we have the much older pepper which is already fruiting. So here is Panuka greenhouse number 3, where we have now the next crop in the sequence. So this one is a combination of red and yellow. So the red variety is still Duke by Stackeyes, and then Diva, which is the yellow. So we have these other two lines, basically 4 of them, and then these other 6, the other side, sweet pepper red, which is Duke. So in part 1, what we gave you is a rundown on a crop that is a month older than this one, in the quest for consistency and sequencing. So again, quite consistent with the way we have arranged all our greenhouses. We have these deficiency charts. So even here, given that we have sweet pepper, we have a deficiency chart for pepper that shows us the different deficiencies that would affect a pepper crop. So that's our reference point, besides the other diagnostics that we have to do on the crop. So this crop is also doing quite well so far. Height wise, it actually looks like it's caught up with its older crop, but of course it's not yet in very serious fruiting mode compared to the update that we provided in part 1 of this update. So we just finished pruning, following the training that Holland Green Tech provided to us. You can actually see that there's consistency in this 2-stem system. So we just finished doing that, and now that we're done with that process, the next process now is actually to trellis this crop, just like we did with the other crop that we provided an update to. So yeah, the capacity building is working. We can see the consistency in the application of that 2-stem system, and now I think what remains is just to follow through in terms of fruit balancing, which is quite critical. So this week we trellis this, and then it will be on its way to give us some lovely much awaited fruits. Sweet pepper production is not the easiest of things to do. It's quite complicated in a way. It takes a while for you to figure out how to do this quite consistently, but I think we're trying to make sure that this crop also goes into cruise mode. So at this point would say, of course it's going beyond takeoff. I would say it's actually in takeoff mode, but of course we've gone beyond taxing. So this is how this crop is doing. Of course its older brother, or is it older sister, is right across in the other greenhouse. And so far we're pretty much happy with how it's coming up, and I think the fertigation program that we've actually adopted is also working very well. What we've seen is general uniformity in the plants, and also the incidences of nutritional deficiencies has actually lessened. So it means I think the program is quite balanced, and of course thanks to a lot of technocrats that we had to engage. Yara, colleagues at Livestock Services here in Lusaka, and of course many other technocrats that we bounced off this idea, and also just making sure that the nutritional aspect is quite balanced. So we have in the program the likes of MAP, calcium nitrate, potassium nitrate, magnesium sulfate. We have Rega, another good product from Yara. So it's a combination of different good products out there, nutritionally balanced by experts. And of course, we must also thank our colleagues from Haifa, Israel, and Haifa, South Africa, who gave a final look at our nutritional program and did a bit of tweaking here and there. And it looks like the fruits here, we can actually see that it's coming up quite very well. For whatever reasons, yellow pepper will always look prolific when compared to red pepper, even in terms of growth and also fruiting. So you can actually see that on the left. Vegetatively, the pepper looks a bit more agile compared to the right, because the two furthest, rows are actually yellow pepper, and always yellow pepper will have that slight edge over red pepper in terms of vegetation and also fruiting. So yeah, if there are some experts that are able to explain that, that would be welcome. But it's something that we've observed throughout our farming journey, that yellow pepper is always a bit more prolific compared to its counterpart, red pepper. So after we trellis this, we will be in a position to give you an update so that you can see the final product. And then afterwards, it will just be the general management, continuous pruning, fruit sizing, and balancing rather. And of course, just making sure that we monitor this two-stem system so that there's consistency in that approach. And I think it works pretty well. So that's a crop, folks. And if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We should be in a position to respond. So this is greenhouse number 3, where we have pepper. So all right, folks, have a lovely one. We'll continue to give you more Panuka updates, and yeah, as usual, if you've got any questions, drop them, and we'll be able to respond to those queries. Thank you so much. Signing out from greenhouse number 3.